Good afternoon. My name is Mike Stallard. I'm here with Tony Saginario in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and today we're going to go through some of the things that Tony and the management team did with their reps, getting them prepared for their Media Pro training. Tony, hope you're doing well today.
Doing great. Good to have you down in Murfreesboro, and it's been awesome having you install the Sprint 10s, and very excited about what's going to be happening.
Very glad to be here. And I know, Tony, your first real intro into the Media Pro was on June the 12th. We did our week one call. And with that, we went through the listings training and the importance of the rep now being the publisher. How did you go through your listings training with your reps, and what did you really drive home to get them to take ownership of that?
Right, good question. Well, I knew from day one, and I always take the motto of making sure that we plan very precisely, because I believe that if you're going to be successful in anything, whether it's sales or media, pro rollouts, or learning OneNote or anything else that we've dived into, I think it's extremely important that you plan. So what we did was we took the training that you gave us on the first call, and we submitted it to all of the reps. Everybody ended up getting the PowerPoint packet and studied the material that was given. And then we gave the test on a Monday. And obviously we realized that we needed to freshen up on the basics, when it came to listing information. So everybody studied it throughout the entire week, and then on the end of that week, that Friday, we actually all took the test again, and everybody had passed. So it was really just repetition and kind of we took the test maybe one more time than we normally would if we were preparing for a training session, but we really knew how important it was that when the trainers came in, they could go through the material very quickly and not have to retrain on material that was already sent to the group. So we did, we just spent a lot of time training on it, had fun with it, and in the end, I think it went pretty smooth in the training with how knowledgeable the reps were about the information given.
Very good. So was there anything else that you brought out of that listings training that did you see any patterns that maybe we think we know something and we really don't? Going back to the training itself, I think just the way that you write on a copy sheet or a contract a doctor's name or physician's name, how you document the MD and how you put the first name, last name, and so forth. That was actually a fun topic of conversation, because not everybody was up to speed with the exact documentation of it. We all thought we would have been out there selling, and if you get an occasional query, you'll fix it. But in Media Pro, it's kind of like it'll on the spot query you if you have something wrong. So it's real important that you know these things. So I think overall, we just became a lot more knowledgeable about things that maybe a query would have fixed in the past, and now it can't. So very good. I know that the next thing that you all were involved with was the actual tablet rollout, where we had IT, and I think it was David Kutch that came in.
Yes.
What value did you see in that training? And when that occurred, how did your reps receive the new tablets or the new technology?
Well, I think everybody was very excited. I mean, it was for the last couple of years, everybody's been talking about the laptops and the excitement that was building up to actually get the tablets and the laptops. And then I think we all got them, and it was like, whoa, what do we do with this thing? Everybody was very, very, very excited, yet was eager to actually just get up and running. So, to any other DSMs out there, the process was extremely smooth. David came in with Max from IT, and everybody just started diving into the laptops, and they started diving into the training, and they got into the functionalities of it, the battery life, the storage. I mean, there's a lot that goes into the tablet and to maintaining it. Went into the syncing patterns as well, and they gave us the prelude to OneNote, which was awesome, because that was something that I think changed the face of our entire planning in our office.
Very good. And I know we had our week 3 call on June the 23rd, and one of the good things that I really saw out of that call was that you already had your team immersed in OneNote.
Right.
And from a couple of the things that you sent over to me, that you all have done extremely well in your planning. What did your team think of OneNote at the beginning?
Well, I think everybody was trying to figure out the program and see, okay, how does this fit into the real world of planning and prepping? Because we all have industry files. We've all been doing it for some of us for several years. So we basically were minimizing the processes in which we did things, still doing the same things. Our business hasn't changed, the way we present things haven't changed, but the way that we filter that to a customer has changed through OneNote. And we just found it was very fast, it was very efficient. And what we did, and I would recommend any DSM to do this, is we held a contest that day. Once David kind of gave the basics, they don't fully train on OneNote, but they give you the basics of how to actually do it, and then we dive into it more. But we told the entire team, go plan an account. And the best account the next day would have a prize. So any DSM that's going through this, as you're going through your training, what I would do is immediately when OneNote's trained, tell your reps that evening to go plan and prep an account in the best way that they know how to. My team loves it. They came back the next day. We quickly realized that we needed to then come up with a system with planning and prepping because everybody was doing something a little bit different. Mm-hmm. So we ended up coming together. We all asked what should be in a OneNote account, and so what I did was spent about 20 or 30 minutes going through with the group the former planning and prepping guidelines that we had on our accounts and what we thought needed to be in one group. And Mike, the great thing about it is that the group came together and they all gave their input, and then once they all gave their input, we stamped the approval of this is what should be on every single account. It wasn't me telling the reps, okay, this is what you have to have. It was all the reps getting together and saying this is what we think needs to be in there, and now we're planning accordingly to what everybody wants to do, not just my guidelines as well. So it was great to see the whole team come together and buy into OneNote and the way that the planning and prepping happened, them coming up with it.
Good. So you had an immediate response out of this, and to what you just said, it was something that we really didn't change. It's just in a different format. It's the same thing that we've been doing for years, as you referred to the planning standards.
Right.
I know on week 3 we also rolled the e-binder out.
Yes.
To you. And what was your perception of the e-binder?
Well, I'll tell you this. We've, in training for years, we've rolled out binder presentations, and we have a phenomenal system that training's put together to be able to present to customers. However, I think any local manager has always found ways to customize that binder. And, you could go from one office to the other and still see, talk about the company, the conviction of Yellow Pages, tell the Yellow Book story. However, local information, consistently changed, and the way that we filter that to customers from office to office changed. Well, with the e-binder, it's like a template which tells the Yellow Book story, and then and what I noticed when you rolled this out was there was individual slides that allowed us to pull, our own local testimonials in there. But we didn't have to go rewrite the entire binder. It was so easy to just, cut and paste a local testimonial in there that the reps, they fell in love